Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion Lads. I am your host. Host JR. Today we got Nick and Jose. What's going on, guys?
Nothing.
Yo.
I'm literally just gonna be like, yeah, I'm the host, and just forget to say my name, even though it's right there on the thing. All right, boys. Well, today we got Darth Nicholas here. He's gonna give out his evil force side and just tell us everything that he feels about what happened at 450. When did they get announced?
Four
On the 15th,
415.
April
He's gonna give
15th.
him an A plus for effort. You know, Nick.
Did anything even happen on April 15th? I don't think anything even happened.
I
They
feel
came for
like
you personally.
a lot of people got bamboozled. They were warning Darth Nicholas ahead of time, like, "Hey, manage your expectations."
I, well, I even said that, right? I think I even said that on the cast, or I said it to us privately that we should manage our expectations because they said several times that not a lot is changing, right? They said
Yeah,
we had but they said we had most of the units. Um,
that's
they didn't say nothing was changing.
So yeah, that's the question I had. They said, "Here's half of the game. Enjoy." We didn't get really anything new besides an official printable document. So is that the other half, the official printable stuff they could have gave us the first time and just gave us the full game?
I honestly think sometimes AMG does poor choice words, like I do all the time, because like they should never have said, "We're giving you the half up now, half later." They just should have just said, "We're giving you the playable version of it. We're gonna iron out some more details on the April," and that would have been
But
better.
why not just give us the printable cards from the get-go, like officially?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not being mean here. Like
No,
literally, like that's all they gave us this update. Realistically, all they gave us for this update was here's all the printable stuff and have fun.
if there's one thing that really bothered me was that I did not see much of anything that we should should have gotten in July, right? This launched in July last year, right?
Yep,
Am I remembering
yep,
that correctly?
yep.
July
Mhm.
with that launch. Like what were we waiting for?
I think, AMG's habits have always been, we're gonna make them the test subjects and see how they like it, and then we could
Crash
dial it
dummies.
back if they don't like it, right?
So I don't think so because they're not changing anything that fast. There was nothing that was going to happen between July and April that would have been even changed.
I
So
mean,
anything that came out in April, it was pretty much already finalized in July for the most part. Maybe not completely, but I guess I'm saying because nothing, barely anything was different. Why couldn't it have all come out in July? Why tell us that more of the game is coming later?
I
in,
think that the famous answer we're gonna get is the answer we've been getting is they had to wait on LFL because changes, even as minuscule as the
yeah.
What
rule book.
changes? What changes?
The
Hold
biggest
the line's
change,
not in the rule book. That's a huge
well,
change.
No, that's just a mistake.
the
It's just a
biggest,
mistake.
the biggest change was the gut-wrenching punch of no more Pathfinders, no more Palpatine, no more IRG, and I wonder, and I'm hoping they're trying to fight to keep that stuff in. Maybe not so much Pathfinders, because I feel like they're gonna do something different with that. But Palpatine and IRG. Maybe they were trying to fight to keep them in the game because and the artwork. Like a lot of these things that I've been seeing have been changed artworks like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, so I'll also actually stop right here, and
We have artwork.
I'll preface
We have
something.
artwork, less upgrades.
I'll preface
That
something before we go even farther,
yeah, yeah, sorry.
just to make sure. So I am gonna have some pretty uh not happy opinions tonight,
Yes,
Let it
um,
yes.
flow
and
through
and
you,
Give in to
Nick.
your
and
anger.
and a lot of them gosh, 90% of Legion players don't even care about because I see the units that people play and no one even plays these units that I'm even caring about that,
Mhm.
so so a lot of my opinion is probably pretty biased to my specific
Okay.
play style or my specific units I play with. So I'm unhappy a little bit in that, but I will say, so I wanted to say first though, with all that being said, this game is still better than it was a year ago. So even with all the negative, yes, so I'll say that even with all the negative that I probably will say tonight,
Mhm.
this game is better than it was a year ago. These rules are better. The game is better. This game is fun. It's engaging. Um, I enjoy playing it way more. So just wanted to say that up front because I don't want it to make it seem like I don't like this game or I don't want to play this. I do. I like this game. I like this game way better than what it was before. But
Hold on. The bigger question is, do you like this game better than MCP?
it's different. It's
He's
different. It's
never
different.
gonna give you
I'm
an
never,
answer.
yeah, I would never say one is better than the other because it scratches a totally different itch
Okay.
when you want to play a game.
What about
Yeah.
MCP versus Shatterpoint?
Again, totally different. Totally different.
It
Even
is. It's a very different game.
even though those both are both skirmish level games, they do not play anything
This,
alike.
this is me trying to tempt you to pick your favorite daughter, and you're just like, I love them all equally. I'm
I
like, no,
do.
Nick, you
I
gotta
do
pick
like
someone.
playing them all. I like playing all three of those
The
games.
grandparents, not so much.
So I do want to say that I don't want to seem like I'm don't like this game. I do like this game. I like playing this game. It just feels, but right now it does feel like some of the things I do really like about it have really been targeted in a very bad way. And it's just very frustrating that that's what's happening, but we'll see. So, what do you want to get into first?
Well,
Do it,
I do
do
want
it,
to add on to
do
your
it.
statement that I do agree with you that the game is a lot funner. My only gripe is that, like, if we get down to the bottom of it, I just hate what they did with Four Seasons. Four Seasons used to be so strong, and now they're not as strong. Like, I miss the days of Force choking the heavy. But that was not fun for anybody else. Moving on.
No, it wasn't.
Moving
It wasn't.
moving moving on. All right, Nick, let's dive into it. Um, what was the biggest thing for you that you just caught you off guard that you did not like? But no, you know what? No. We're not gonna start with what you not like because you already made a
Okay.
lot of statements that you do what you don't like. Let's go with what you do like about these announcements.
Oh, want to start positive. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I kind of wonder, do we want to start with like, are we starting with like an Anakin arc where I'm good and they go bad, or are we starting like a Vader arc where I'm bad and they go because I redeem at the end? So you want to start
And
with the
you
good
throw
stuff.
you throw Palpatine down the
Yeah,
hole.
yeah. But
That's why I got. That's why it's no longer in the game.
you want to start with you want to start with the positive
Yeah,
stuff. You want
no
to start
one
with the
likes
good stuff.
a redemption story. We want to see you go evil. That's what we
Sure.
We
want.
got to keep the viewers
Okay.
invested, waiting for Nick to go bad.
All right. Well, what I did like, so there wasn't much, I will say that, but there was. I'll start off with the best thing, the area train,
Yes.
the change the area train. And maybe this is just me because I'm really into train. I build train. I make tables. All that. I don't think I'm understating that this changed area train is going to revolutionize how we build tables. Is going to drastically change how we build tables, how tournament tables will look, how we can
Yeah.
build out our tables without having to have buildings everywhere, how our units are going to interact with that area train, that now units will be able to step through line of sight blocking terrain without, in some cases, having to even speed down, right? You
Right.
don't have to climb over a building anymore
Right.
in some of these cases,
Hmm.
right? You are going to be hidden, and then without needing jump, you'll be able to all of a sudden not be hidden, walk
Well,
through.
that determines on the player's dictation of the terrain because I've yet to play a game within our community where guys have been like, this area terrain is not difficult. Like every game I play, area terrain's
Well,
always difficult and it irks me so much.
but then you have unhindered, you have scale, right? You're not speeding down, right? So those keywords are maybe more useful now.
Well,
Now
so
scale is
the
more meaningful.
So the other question I had is, you know how you have to be within range half to get cover? So with the area terrain rules, like is half range of the area terrain going to negate the LOS then? Because you're technically t
No,
covered, it's full
no.
touch still.
You have to be in it. If you're with two characters on the opposite side of you, even if they're within half, they can't see each
If
other.
they're touching, it gets rid of it though, right?
Yeah.
That stays the same.
I believe that yeah, if they're
Yeah.
the
And
touching, give it,
then
but yeah,
the dictation of the and like from what if I'm understanding this correctly, if my can is a tree and it's on its area terrain, the silhouette of the area terrain is the tallest point of the terrain pieces that are in there.
I'm just gonna
yes.
point this
Okay.
out right now. All of my air train's gonna be LOS, no matter how big the crystals are or not. Cause like I
Well,
just like that.
well, they have to be
It
that
has to
tall
be the
though.
height of the tallest
They
item in
yeah,
there.
your crystal has to be at least taller than a silhouette,
Hmm.
right?
They made that very clear.
Yeah. So you're going to draw a cylinder right to the highest point for that area piece of terrain, straight up and down, right? A box.
Yeah.
And whatever that highest thing is in the area terrain, that's the highest part that blocks line of sight. So as long as something in that area terrain is taller than a silhouette, then it blocks it. You're standing behind it, it's going to block line of sight of that silhouette.
Right. 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 Yeah.
So I
LJ's
think,
gonna have to rework all those Google Docs now.
well, yeah, I gotta grab all my boxes out and completely redo everything because
They made that announcement. LJ's like,
but I
sorry,
love it.
Lance.
I love it. I
I like it
love
for
it.
your
This
table.
is
I like it for your tables thing because your tables are so beautiful, so thematic, so amazingly looking. It's just sometimes they play like trash. And
I'm
now with this, Nick can just there could be no flat space on Nick's terrain table. Nick
Nick
can have
has like the
terrain from
least amount of
Nick,
flat space. You know, he's
Nick,
always got a bunch of buildings. I don't know.
well, but I'm saying area terrain. Like he could literally fill the 6x3 with area terrain, predator jungle, and it's like this is all playable now. Like it's not like the river. I don't have the river incident anymore.
the river is still going to be there. There is going to be there, but I just and the perfect example is their crashed ATST, right?
Yeah.
That was a nice piece of terrain. It's usable, doesn't
Not
do
great.
a whole lot. That's a line of sight. That's a line of sight blocking piece of terrain now.
The
Hmm.
escape pod
Yep.
too. It's a
Skateboard do
nice little
smaller. It's
cylinder.
smaller,
It's a
but
but
yeah,
it's a nice. It's
yep.
still line of
Hmm.
sight from the
Sure,
tallest point. It's a
sure.
nice little
Yeah,
cylinder.
yeah. So like that's just gonna make building tables so much easier for anybody to do. Now you don't have to have all these buildings on there. You're gonna have so much more variation on the tables now to be more creative with how you build a table. And I don't think I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that, but I'm being too broad with my predictions, but I highly doubt that people will go to a tournament now and feel there's not enough terrain on the table.
Right.
I don't, you won't feel that anymore because those area pieces that are there now that we go to tournaments and see that are just kind of, oh, they provide light cover and don't do much else. I get shot through it. That's line sight blocking terrain now.
I love it so much.
You hear that, Rob? Take Vader dewbacks to LVO, bro. It's your time to rise.
I was gonna say was that me and Michael played a game today, and I had some area terrain around the map, and you got to get used to it because I forgot a lot of the time because it's new. It's like, oh, I can shoot you. It's like, no, not it's line of sight blocking. I'm like, oh, you're right. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
gotta get used to it.
Yeah, no, of course, you could still some things could still be considered scatter terrain. You have to decide what's going to be area terrain. I think you're really going to have to decide that's got to be pieces that have an outline, right? That have a base to it that you can clearly say this is the base of the terrain, right? That is the area piece of terrain. That's going to be kind of key piece of it to rule something as area terrain. And yeah, is it difficult? Like, is it light cover? Is it heavy cover? But I think I'm just really excited. I don't know. Maybe that's just maybe not everyone's like super excited about that, but when I
I'm
heard that,
no,
I
I
haven't
was
heard
super
Nick,
nothing
excited.
negative. I
Nick,
haven't
Yeah.
I
heard
am
nothing
with
negative
you.
yet.
This is my favorite change that they
Hmm.
announced in this update. So
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
It's
Yeah.
dope, dude.
So I did like that. That was exciting.
Okay, is that the only thing?
I
It's okay if it's
um
yes.
no, I definitely have to mention Lando. I like Lando.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Lando. Um, Now that's not saying much because he was so bad, but
Hmm.
but I think they did do a good job remaking Lando. That was a rework. So we'll get into this later, but Lando was a rework. That's what a rework looks like. And his command cards was a rework. That's what a rework looks like. Um, he looks cool. He looks fun to play now. He looks so much better. The incognito is
Yes. Oh, huge.
really cool.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be really fun to play. His command cards are fun. I like how they're kind of gambly. Um, he's he's definitely not going to be like attacking or doing much on the battlefield like in that, but he's going to be doing his guidance. He's got to lead the way, one step ahead. Excuse me, one step ahead.
Hmm.
Um, that's a really cool ability. Um, I really like that ability. So Lando came out of this good. I think they did a good job remaking Lando. He
Yeah.
looks fun to play. He's he's probably my commander now.
I was gonna say, does
Oh,
he make your list?
I think he's my commander now, which is kind of nice because I have two fully painted Landos that I never play. One is drilled with magnets, so I can replace his body to have both bodies on it. So it's nice. It's nice that I can actually like play Lando now.
he had two poses when he came out.
Yeah, he has two different torsos, two different body. The midsection is different for
Hmm.
his
His
arms, and his
blaster.
cape. His cape
Yeah.
is different. He's two different capes. So I actually drilled holes and all that and put magnets and everything. There's a magnet in his head and legs and everything, so I could switch them out.
Yeah. I was gonna say what him was steady. Him and Han Solo seem like a good combo. Just poke out, shoot.
Well, just their command cards is a good combo
Oh yeah, I agree with that too.
with the change of plans, and now with Ace Up His Sleeve where you can switch it out.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, Lando looks fun. Lando's probably the commander now for probably most of my list for the foreseeable future.
Which is good because you never played him. No one ever played him.
No,
Now's the time to play him. You know what I mean?
Well, also his previous commanders are are now operatives, so he's
yeah,
kind of pigeonholed into Lando.
I mean,
we'll get into
We'll
that.
get there.
right,
We'll get
right.
there.
So, all right, Nick. All right, I agree with you on both of those. Lando looks really fun, really awesome. That incognito infiltrate combo, solid, so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody's gonna get blown up. I have a feeling somebody's gonna because I was listening to Notorious Scoundrels and it's like if you infiltrate too far up and somebody with a big squad can get onto the map, you can use the range one to pop the incognito with a random dude. So
Well,
I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna see Orlando get blown up by it. It's gonna be
I
the testing phase.
that's the thing about it is that it can be a trap because in my game with Michael, he infiltrated and then moved up with Lando, which let me infiltrate Vader and burst the speed right into
Mm.
Lando.
Yeah, you have to
So
make sure if there, you have to be careful.
yeah,
If there's another infiltrator on the other side. Yeah, you got to keep him
yeah,
back, which
exactly.
you kind of can, right? There's actually not a lot of reason to even move Lando up
Well,
because
No.
if
no, because
if you're keeping his incognito,
mm,
he's no point to be on a POI. He's not shooting with them. His one step ahead has no range. Doesn't need to be anywhere. His command cards don't need to be so.
Your
eh,
guidance, though, you need to have a guidance unit.
Sure, but that doesn't need him to necessarily be moving up on turn one. He could just
Oh
well,
move
yeah,
on the
yeah,
board.
for
He could just
sure.
move on the board and just stay there, right? He could just. I mean, you just inch him on the board, right, and just
yeah.
just leave him there because he doesn't need to be that close
Well,
to do
what you
that.
what you could do is you could infiltrate, move, and then stand by, and if they get anything in close range one to you, you just
Yeah, they can
move
move
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just put him behind a building or something. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Eventually you'll have to move up, but there's not you. You could keep him back in that early game
Sure.
for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
With guidance on Lando now, do you see yourself bringing more fleets for the move shotgun?
No, that's what you bring Wookiees with for.
No, you can't guide the Wookiees.
Can't guidance the Wookiees
It's core
or
only, core
Oh,
trooper
me.
only.
Man, we didn't
Yeah,
catch that
so
in our game. Okay, that
so
makes
you
sense.
guidance you bring the fleets onto the field, you double move them, and then you guidance them into a
Oh
charge.
no, no, he did one step. He did one step ahead on the Wookiees.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you could do that
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
A1.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
when
That's
the
right.
pips don't match, right? Yeah,
Yeah, when the
yeah,
pips
Hmm.
don't match. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think it's when the pips match.
When the
It's when
pips
they.
match, you can move someone else. Okay,
Yeah, it's when they don't match. You move Lando.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think fleets are gonna be dope with Lando. That's my little
It's
cold take.
I think it's a nice trick. I don't know if it like makes fleets like that much better because it is, fleets are still kind of fleets.
They got charged though. You could get in a melee and be safe.
They do, but if you are guidancing them up, um, table dependent, where are they? Are they now getting shot before they activate, right? Are they too close? So that's something that it's going to be kind of depend on the table, right? If once you guidance them, are they at least safe before they
It
activate and go?
it sucks with the change to charge into relentless because this would have been bonkers with
But this is
Lando.
why they did it. I think Lando's one of the reasons why they did it is because
Yeah, it has to
yeah,
be
all the bonker
bonkers,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, one step
Hmm.
ahead, you could just keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm glad they got rid of contingencies.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
whoa.
Okay. Okay. Why?
I'm happy that because for the points value that contingency was priced for, contingencies was garbage. Contingencies was garbage. Contingencies was garbage for the points that you had to pay on a contingency unit because that unit had contingencies. Lando was like what he's the same cost as he was before, but he's so much better now, does so much more, but he doesn't have contingencies. It was just too it was just costed too high. I played contingencies quite a bit, and I'm sure it works sometimes, but I cannot tell you how many times you look at your hand and you're like, oh crap, he's dead. I can't change any of these cards now.
That's a player error, bro. I
That's
use
not a no.
contingencies. I use
When you're
contingencies with Callus all the time, and it was
Well,
always
well,
money.
but
I'm playing with white rebel saves, not with
but
not Empire.
he did have some nice combos with the contingency, right? Number one is rebels are known for hero hammers, so you need your command cards. Number two is like having ace up your sleeves in contingency and having the hand thing in contingencies was good to like pull from there, right?
Yeah, when like again the 1 2 times I played Lando because it wasn't worth it.
But I
If
mean, I mean, if
I
let's say,
but
go ahead.
but that's what I'm saying. Even with so yes, I totally get there was pros to it. Wasn't worth the points I was paying for
Gotcha.
it. I don't think it was worth the points I was paying for it.
Would you be okay with paying for it if it was this version of Lando?
Yeah, I mean if you want to throw contingencies on this version without changing his points, sure. But I just think it was overpriced for its value.
Got it. Gotcha. I would like to see. I mean, they're not going to do it, but I would like to see contingency as an upgrade card that you can equip.
Yeah, I don't think that
Pay
it's
for command
gone.
cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gone
yeah.
though.
Not on the command card, just like a command slot. You can just slot in. Like you got
Well,
contingency
yeah, but
one.
you're if it's like contingency one and it's 10 points, you're paying 10 points to buy a command card.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I my only gripe with contingencies was I did not like the reasons that they gave on the I think it was Gray Squadron podcast. Like every bullet point they had about contingencies, I hated every bullet point. I did not agree with anything of because their reason wasn't, oh, it makes these units cost more. That's why we did it. I would have been like, okay, maybe. But the general reasons like, was it overpowered? Was it fun? Was it an issue for newer players? Like, I'm like, yeah, all that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't those reasons
It,
I didn't. If they would have just said points wise, then I would have been like, all right, cool, I got no gripes.
yeah.
But as somebody who loves contingencies, that really sucked.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, it wasn't something they created, right?
Right.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of a very because even FFG kind of abandoned it somewhat. I mean, they did it once and then never again, right? They did it on two characters for one run and then
Yeah.
never again. So it's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. And those two characters have flaws, which made it even worse.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, nice change to getting rid of the flaw stuff. That was really
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was nice they got
yeah.
rid of the flaws as well.
Okay, so all right. So anything else before we get on to the spicy stuff?
No, I think that's it.
Oh no, gin, no, no cows. Okay,
Jin?
yeah,
No. Gosh, no. Oh, well, if you want me to say Callus is good, I mean, sure. Yeah, but it's Empire, so I don't know if I really care that much. But yeah, Callus is better.
yeah, yeah.
But Callus just makes me mad. So
Why does why does he make you mad?
he makes me I'll get into it, but he makes me
Okay,
mad.
all right, all
All
right, all
right,
right.
here we
I'm gonna let
go.
you take the floor, Nick, and you just let us have it,
Well,
or let AMG have it. There we go. That's the
no,
better word.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on AMG, but okay. So last time I was on,
Mm.
I said what grade did I give? F, D? I can't
Well,
remember.
that's
It
yeah,
was,
yeah,
it was
C. It was a C.
yeah.
No, it
Because
wasn't.
because
I did
because
not give him a C. I know that for a
Oh
fact.
no, it was a D. It was a
it
D
was a
because
D.
I said I would change mine if
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna
Because
do a
you're
D.
yeah,
That's right. I
yeah,
gave him a D only because of Hondo, because I am excited for Hondo.
yeah.
Um, okay. I said Jin Jin made me very mad, and I remember I said, okay, let's see what the command cards do. Let's see what the rest of the half of the game. Let's get the rest of the game
Mm.
and see what changes. And maybe I'm missing maybe Jin's not good because I don't see the whole picture. Um, yeah, I see the whole picture now, and it's still crap. So, and I guess a preference is saying, so Jin wasn't good before
Well,
either.
can I ask
I
you a
mean,
question real quick, Nick,
sure,
before you get into this?
sure.
So it's April 15th. So we're watching the stream. Darth Nicholas is watching the stream, just walking back and forth like Maul. And then they show you Jin. What was your literal reaction? Like, was it like a mouth drop? Was it like angry fist? Was it like, this is unfreaking believable? Like, did you flip a table? Like, when they showed you, like, what was your reaction in real time?
So you talk about the Decepticon stream then, way back then, the Decepticon stream?
When they
Or talk about
revealed the rest
oh,
of
the rest of the
Jin's
stuff?
stuff. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
what was the minute he said, and here's the new Jin, and we did like I said, first reaction, like you're watching the pod, you're watching the stream. What is Nicholas doing when they show this?
So the April 15th stream, I did not get to watch live. I was working.
Oh, oh
Mm.
I
no.
was working.
Oh
Um,
no.
I was actually I was in a meeting too, so wasn't even like I was completely
He's on his
disconnected.
phone.
Completely disconnected. Later when I took my lunch, I then okay, let me jump on and not watch the stream, but let me see what's out there.
Mm.
And oh yeah, right away I was just like, what, what, what?
He threw his
It
sandwich.
it's the command cards. This is not a rework. This is, I mean, they said we were supposed to get new command cards. They gave me one new command card
And you're talking
and
about Jin specifically. Okay,
Jin's
okay.
commands cards. They gave me one new command card and two exact copies of her old command cards. Yes, they changed the one pip a little bit to fix it so it worked.
Hmm.
Exact same card. It's the exact same card. Two pip, exact same card. Three pips new. Okay,
Yeah.
they may give me one good card. Great, you did a third of your job. That's failure. You failed. Two pip, and then we also get to see her dice. We didn't know her dice either, right? We didn't know her attack dice. That was also very upsetting. Four black suppressive. We knew that. Her gun didn't change. It didn't get an extra red die. Still two red, one white. Has the pierce, has the long shot, so that didn't change either.
She did
What
lose her other gun.
she did lose her other gun,
Or three red.
which used to be two black, one white, range three. She had to
Didn't she have a three red gun?
no.
Or two red and a white? No, I'm tripping.
Well, yeah, her two red and a white was her
The,
range
it was
two.
a it was a config,
It
right?
was a config.
She doesn't have the config anymore.
No. So she doesn't have the range three option anymore. Now she only has the range two option that she can spend an aim for long shot, which she'll never have. She'll never have an aim.
Well, did she
So
have the SE-14 blaster?
oh well then she had the gun that she could equip the five white.
That's been changed though. That's K2 only now, I
Now
heard.
Kate now only K2 can take it. She can't even take it anymore.
Mhm.
Yep. So I get the rest of her command cards. I get the hero card. I get the rest of the game. What What is she supposed to do?
Okay,
What does this
I'm
unit
glad
do?
I'm glad you said that because let's dive into this a little bit. Okay, so before the changes to Jin, Jin used to be a great harasser unit, right? She didn't do much, right? But she was great at
Hmm.
harassing.
And
And
and yeah, I'll say great's a loose term
sure,
since again because
I equate it to someone poking you over and over, and you go, "Stop it," and they just keep doing it.
I
Stop it.
but I do have a problem using the word great when no one took her at all. I could be, and I think I'm the only one that's taken her to a large tournament in the last two
You're right.
years.
You're right. So let's instead of great, let's say good, because people are taking great units, not good units.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah. But she was good at harassing you, like annoying, because you would always play her, and I would always be upset when you played her, because she just kept poking me, and it was so annoying, and I was like, you just need to die. However, now her rework, do you think she's a greater harasser unit?
No, no,
Really? Okay.
no,
Okay, go
no.
give it to me. Let me give it to me.
Okay. Everyone keeps
Here we
talking
go.
about her. Everyone keeps talking about her independent move.
Yes.
Independent move.
Mhm.
Okay. It's cute, I suppose. What? Okay. JR Jose,
Mm.
what do I have to do to proc independent move? What
Not
do I have
give
to
it an
do?
order.
Not to give her an order. Okay. Not give her an order. So I have to take her order and drop it in my bag with 10 other tokens. JR, what's going to happen to Jin if she's anywhere near your army with a token in a bag?
You get punched
She's
out.
gonna die. She's
She's
gonna
going to
get shot
die.
at.
She's
Yeah.
going to die. I can't. Independent move is like, I'll use it turn one, turn. I can't. No, I'll take that
You
back. I
can't
can't
even
use
use
it. I
it
can't
turn
use it turn
one.
one. Can't use it turn one. I'll use it turn two. I. It's. I get that there is probably some real niche cases that it will work, but she doesn't have the dice to even survive anything. Like I'm having a hard time thinking of units that she could be engaged with that she won't lose to. Like
Riots.
she's not. She'll get stomped by Riots. Riots will
Yeah.
stomp her.
Yeah. Right.
Riots will
Yeah.
stomp her. She. So independent move. I get that it could be like super powerful, but I can't have this
B
super.
ones.
She's she'll die to B1s.
I think she'll beat B1. I
I
think it'll
don't.
take her too long to kill the B1s though.
So I've already fought B1s many times,
Mm.
many times, many times. She could never kill a squad of B1s, rarely. And she would only live against the B1s
Sure.
because I had 6 health and danger sense, which I don't have anymore.
Yeah. Her
People
losing
keep
the health is
people
bad.
keep talking about the agile. It wasn't hard to get dodges on Jin before. My Jin always had dodges. Her having dodges is not new. She had Nimble before. Nimble's not new. She had that before. This concept that she's gonna have all these dodges. She had that before, and danger sense, and 6 health. And you know what? She still died a lot then. Even when I had all that, now she doesn't have any of that. I don't think she could kill a B1 squad. I think they would kill her first. I think they would kill her first.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. But she used to be at 130. Now she's
Well,
75.
she was 90. She hasn't been 130 since like
Sure.
2020.
Sure. Fair. Fair. Fair.
She was
Since
90.
launch.
Yeah.
She was 90. Okay, great. Let's talk about her points. Yes, she's 75 points now. They lowered her points. Good job, AMG. Lowered her points. Why in the hell is Callus 70? Why in the hell is Callus 70 points and Jin is 75 points? Are you freaking kidding me? What? Tell me. Tell me why. Tell me why. Anyone, tell me why. Why is Callus 5 points less?
With block.
With why is Callus 5 points less with red saves, better attack dice, access to Pierce, charge, hands out free orders, immune to Pierce in melee, has free observe 2, Free action observe
Yeah,
2 can
yeah,
modify his attack
Interrogate.
dice.
yeah,
Jin will never have an aim. Are you kidding me? When am I going to take an aim action on Jin?
yeah. That's
Why
true.
is Callus 5 points less?
That
You
was.
know what it sounds like, Nick? It sounds like you're gonna have to buy and build yourself a good operative
I'm not
that
not
can get aims,
Hold
that can
on.
get all that
Okay.
stuff.
What if in the custom commander or
I'm not
operative?
buying that custom crap.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if they had a model that looked just like Jin?
I don't want to. I don't want it. I don't want your I don't want it. I don't
What
want
if
it.
we bought it for you? Would you play it?
No.
If
No.
you would,
he,
you would turn
he,
a gift down.
he'd put it in his terrain as dead
Yeah.
units.
It'd
Yeah,
be terrain. Yeah. It'd be
no.
terrain. I I'm I'm seriously asking the question, why is he 5 points less?
No, you. That's a valid
I,
point.
and
Yeah.
that's why Callus makes me mad.
Because
Why?
Cal Empire needs more help than Rebels do. That's why. Boom.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
not a reason.
yeah.
That's a fair. That's a fair. Empire don't
That's
have
that's.
sleepers. Empire
No.
don't have all those crazy
I
cracked
mean,
units.
That's not a reason. I just don't I don't know what Jin is.
you,
She a
you,
melee unit? Is she a range unit? I don't know what
yeah. I
she's supposed to do.
I literally was just gonna say that, Nick. Like, I feel like AMG likes to build Swiss Army knives for rebels. They could do a little bit of everything, but not a master of anything. So this is just like, oh, Din, you know?
Well, I mean, it was almost good. Why they take the danger sense away? Why
If she still had her danger sense, would this be perfect?
it would yes, if she still had her danger sense, the one health still irks me. I don't know why she lost a health. But
Fair, fair.
but it would at least make it more feasible because the danger sense was the reason why I wouldn't just die instantly. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I would die just instantly. I would have to roll 6 saves with 3 danger sense, and I would roll 9 blanks, and she'd be off the table. That's happened to me many a times with Jin. I've done that. In fact, in the last tournament, I did that when I played Cambade. I rolled 9 dice, 9 blanks, dead, off the board, one shot, dead. So the danger sense only saved you sometimes, but the sometimes would be enough, right? There would be
Right.
games where it would save you. Now, I played Jin with Danger Sense in 2.6. I took her to LVO, played her in other games too as well. LVO was maybe a good kind of I don't know what the word what I'm looking for, but how she played in 2.6, the old Jin with Danger Sense. Most of my games, she couldn't come out to do anything. When I was playing Gar or some of these other armies where they had these huge dice pools, right? I couldn't bring her out. She couldn't go near an arc squad, even with danger sense. She would just get shot off the board, right? So a lot of my games LVO, she was hiding behind a building, doing nothing. She would take quick thinking, a standby, and just have her courage 3 out there. Only in like 2 of my games did she actually like throw dice and like get involved. And the only one time she got in melee and she had Din next to her to actually kill things so she wouldn't die. So I'm I'm coming from a world where in 2.6 she already didn't work. She already didn't work because she didn't throw any dice and the dice pools are too big for her to live. Well, now they gave me this new gen where she still doesn't throw any dice and they took away a lot of her defensive tech. So just now she's just going to die even worse. She's going to die even quicker. And then, on top of that, she's not a commander anymore. They made her an operative. Why? What was
Well,
that about?
to be fair, thematically, she never really was a commander.
Bull
Oh
Bro,
wait,
oh, say
crap.
say
wait. And
Bull
now
bull
to use
crap.
her courage 3, you have to pay
Yeah,
a
you gotta pay
upgrade
5
tax.
points.
Well, I,
Thematically, wait a minute.
yeah.
How many great battles did Commander Luke lead?
Ooh.
What is the difference between Jin and Luke Skywalker pre Empire Strikes Back?
The last name.
Yeah, the last went to the Death Star. He leaded that bad boy. I'm going, boys.
No, he wasn't even the squad leader in that. So I don't buy the she's not really a commander. What even is a commander for rebels? We're not an army. I get it. All the rest of the factions are armies. Empire is an army. CS is an army. Republic is an army. Rebels is not an army. A commander is whoever we freaking want to say is a commander. We're not an organized military force. She should not be an operative for the pure fact that I have so many freaking operatives. And now I only have operatives. I don't even have any commanders to even play because Cassian's not even a commander either.
And your generics are gone.
Well,
I don't even care about the
technically
generics.
he is, right?
No, it's worse. It's worse.
In what way?
If I take Cassian as an operative and use his field commander, then that means I have to take his operative token out of the pool and give him a commander token. I just made my order pool even worse.
I don't think
Yes,
so.
yes, yes.
That
If
was the
you
issue with the
Well,
saber tanks.
well,
You
if
kept
well,
you
the heavy
if
token.
you field commander somebody, they stay their unit. He stays an operative unit for the game purposes, but his token is a commander token.
so
So Jay,
correct me if hold on, correct me if I'm wrong. Because we had a discussion about this where if I was to take the AAT as a field commander, he keeps the heavy token. That's why AI would proc. Because
Nope,
the
he doesn't.
AI,
no,
He
no. So
doesn't
the
keep the heavy.
reason they don't keep that token, because I think one of the changes they did pre 2.6 had to do with bounty. Because if
Hmm.
they kept the heavy token as a commander, you couldn't bounty that heavy
well,
token.
I'm pretty sure because we had this discussion,
They switched it.
because field commander now sucks in CIS because you can't use the AAT's courage bubble, or I'm sorry, the AI courage bubble because it has the heavy token, and so the AI would proc.
Field commander. If a player's army contains no commander units during setup, but does contain a unit with the field commander keyword, the unit gains a commander token.
Okay, they fixed that. Good to know. Okay, so yeah.
It was long ago, dude. That because
Yeah,
you
that
you
was even
because it
before
would it
2.6.
was yeah, it was way
Oh,
before,
okay,
because if
okay.
you're playing bounty hunters and I my only commander was a saber tank, Soka, what's her name, Blue Lady, you couldn't use bounty because you couldn't bounty a heavy. You have to bounty a operative or a commander.
Yeah, and now you still can't bounty the heavy though. You
With the
can't
commander
bounty.
token?
No, because the bounty is unit. When you bounty someone, you choose an operative or commander unit. The
Uh,
AAT is still heavy. It's just a token. It's just a
Really?
token. Yep. Yep.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't need that POS keyword anyways.
so
Hey, let's go. That's Blue Lady.
yeah, so they took away so she's an operative now in
Hmm.
a in with all my other operatives. Cassian's an operative.
And you
My
have
com
better operatives. You have better
I
operatives.
I have better operatives. So again, going to the points. Yes, she's less points. So I get it. She can't be amazing, I suppose, even though she's technically, I would argue, still too expensive since Callus is 70. I have to take her over, Bad Batch, Luke, Din. I mean, it's just, and there's just so many choices there that it's, they've, they just, they took away any option to make a rebel list with rebel heroes. I, my commanders are Lando, Han, Leia, Luke. That's it. Those are my command.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all I can take for commanders.
Custom commander.
We'll burn them. Burn them.
Okay. How do you feel about them getting rid of the generic commander?
I don't care. I don't care about the generic commander.
Okay.
I never played him.
Uh,
I played him only like when I had to like
to feel
fit
the
to
yeah,
fit
yeah,
it, to
yeah.
fit
Yeah.
the commander slot when I wanted to play like Din with Wicked and stuff, like just to have fun. But yeah, I don't care about the generics. They get rid of the generics. I don't care any generics. So I just don't. Yeah, so all that together, the points, the rank change, the no dice, she's gonna die. it's just bad. Okay, now the command cards too.
Mhm.
Her one pip. Do you know what her one pip says?
Go for it. I have it right here though. If you want me to read it.
All right. You know there's a sentence in there that says that she can gain suppression.
Yeah.
Why is
Why?
that there? Why is that there? Why? Why is it there? Why is it there? Why is it there? Why is it on the card? Why is it on the card? Why is the sentence
So
there?
maybe
Why?
Nick,
Why is it there?
maybe
Why is it
maybe
there?
they're coming out. Maybe they're coming out with a Rogue One battle
Oh
force.
shoot!
Okay,
What? What?
I'm so sick and tired of this. Maybe they'll come out with this. Maybe they'll come out with that. They told me in July they're going to come out with crap. I got nothing. That sentence to add a suppression is on that card because it was there on the old card. It was
I
only
didn't
there.
even notice that. I didn't
It
even...
was only there. It was only there on the old card because she had danger sense and you wanted to give her suppression. There is no freaking reason why her one pip should have to give her suppression to use it. She doesn't want suppression anymore. She doesn't have danger sense. No other one pips give people suppression. Luke doesn't have to gain suppression to get another attack. Nobody has to gain suppression to use their one pips. It's only there because they were too freaking lazy to design a new command card. They didn't design a command card. They took the same dang command card that was there before and didn't even remove the sentence that makes no sense to have on the card anymore. She doesn't want the suppression. They took away her danger sense. It's gone. Why is it? It's that's just what infuriates me is that so I hate to say it, but lazy. It's so freaking lazy. That's not that's not a that's not a rework. That's barely a proofread. There's no reason why that sentence should be on there. They didn't understand why it was there to begin with.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man, that's such an oversight.
So, so let's go on to the counter piece real quick, or not real quick, because I want to get into this. When they showed the image of Pathfinders can now be played as Rebel Core, and the reason being because Pathfinders are booted from the game. I know you. You love your Pathfinders.
I do.
I've played you so many times with Pathfinders. That's just Jin and Pathfinders, Cassian Pathfinders. Nick will find a way, a reason, even if it's a naked Pathfinder squad, to
I play
put
three
Pathfinders.
Pathfinders,
Yeah. How did that hit you? You got three new Rebel Core models.
and I'm gonna use them. Damn it! I mean,
You're gonna have Bastan in there
As
I
as
Hydra
am.
Hal.
V6.
Yeah,
He's my
yeah.
new rebel trooper leader.
There you go.
That's
There
what
you go.
I'm playing. I when I and again remember I didn't see the stream. I saw this all after the fact to the posts and everything else. I definitely didn't want to watch the stream after that. I was like, well, I don't want to watch this. I I understand that they don't always get to make all the decisions. I get it. I guess again it goes back to this whole thought, and JR already said it. Well, maybe this is coming, right? And I've heard a lot of people say, well, maybe this is coming. Like maybe this is coming. It's like, well, then why don't we have that? Take it away when we have that. And I get it. Maybe not even part of their call, and they can't, they don't have that decision to the choice to even make. So it's hard for me to get too mad about that because they did not pick that. So with the units removed, it was very disappointing. But I did not feel the same way that I do about how they didn't read the sentence in Jin's command card because they did have control over that, and that's something they should have done. But the Pathfinder's leaving, yeah, I was very sad, but I don't have the same frustration that maybe a lot of other people have with Palp leaving IRG because they didn't choose that, right?
You know who's gonna have the explosion about Pathfinders that you're having with Jin? is Ryan from Stabcast.
Oh,
The Church of Biston has now fallen.
well, I guess
I can't wait.
technically he can still play Biston. He's just his rebel trooper leader now.
No, that's not Biston. That's a model of Biston. That's a rebel trooper.
I'm bringing him. I they you
You're
next
gonna
time. Oh,
it's
you
it's
will
gonna
not.
be like the short troopers. You're gonna forget that they're rebel troopers, and you're gonna play them like Pathfinders.
You will not see rebel troopers on the table. I am bringing my Pathfinders. That is what I'm bringing.
Like the no Rebel Trooper models.
Yeah, yeah. I have three Pathfinder units. If I don't have to, if I don't, that's all I need to bring. I'll bring. Now I'll still bring the heavies because I bring the heavies if I bring a heavy. But I'm starting with Pathfinder units. Those are my troop. Those are my rebel troopers.
Makes sense. So my question to you, Nick, is: are you shelving Jin?
No. Oh, she's in every list. She's in
Yeah.
every list. Oh yeah, she's in every list. She's in every list. Now it is making me sad because that means I can't have Din or Bad Batch. I have to take one of them out. Because I can't. Because they're all operatives.
Yeah.
Jin
Yeah.
Jin should have had Associate Cassian.
That
Yeah.
would have been sick.
Yeah.
But then she would have went up like 20 points.
What? Why?
Because that's
Why?
a,
No.
she's a free
Freaking
free force org breaking unit.
freaking Ahsoka is a free force org breaking. Are you kidding? They
Your
took
face, dude. Oh my God.
they made them both operatives. I don't understand. And again, and so we we could talk about more later, but the force org charts, that's a
No, keep
problem.
going. Just keep talking,
Okay,
bro. I love it.
so
Go, Nick, go. We're
when
here
I
for you, man.
saw when I saw they made them both operatives, I said, okay, it's okay. I'm gonna keep going through all the comments and the pages and everything because I'm gonna see that Rebels now can bring four operatives. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine. They gave us new force orgs that they said last year that we were going to get new force orgs with our armies and different force orgs. We have new unit, different combinations of units that we could bring. Nope, I didn't get any of that. I just got two more operatives. Now I have like 15 freaking operatives I can take and only two slots.
You know what's funny is I feel like again, AMG uses poor choice words, and what it seems like they were referring to is that they were changing the ranks of units, and then maybe the casting getting field commander. You know what I mean?
If that's what they meant, then that was a real
Well,
bad
that's
communication
that
there.
have to be what they meant, right? We have the
English
full
is
game.
hard.
Like
I
at this
that
point,
can't
Nick,
be that can't be what they
at
meant.
I don't
they
believe
have
that,
okay,
dude.
okay. I hate to burst you guys' bubble, but the next November update can't be more stuff, right? Because they already said this is it. This
Oh
is all
no!
of it.
Oh, I'm not expecting anything in November. No, I'm not expecting anything in November. Nothing. I'm not expecting anything anymore. They hyped this up so much to, and it was nothing. They should have not even told us there was an April 15 transmission. It should have just happened and said, "Oh, we just have some things to tell you about today." There was no reason to even get people excited about this.
You think they should have just dropped the rule book with the errata and then just not said nothing?
Yeah, I mean, what was exciting about this? That I had to go to FedEx and print off a bunch of cards. I mean, that's what ended up happening.
But that's the hype, dude. You just everything's print and play. But be happy, Nick. His face
Okay,
is
now Cassian.
Oh wait, let me talk. I guess I should at
Okay,
least talk
no.
about her three pip.
Okay,
Talk about three pip real quick.
okay.
The one card they actually did redo because we won't talk about the two pip because it's still freaking garbage.
Mm.
The two pip's terrible, so bad.
I
never
mean,
taken it.
teamwork with Lando could be good.
Why? What tokens are
'Cause-
Lando generating?
No, I mean, she could generate tokens for him because he has incognito.
And they'll both be hiding in the back
Why
together.
does Lando need dodges?
He needs aims for a steady.
Why is Jin taking an aim?
For him. Here you go, buddy.
For agile, when you move, he'll get a free dodge.
And the whole Jin, Cassian, K2SO teamwork is still a pretty good combo.
You can't
It's
do it though. The
it's
three
no, you
operatives.
can because K2 is a detachment, so it doesn't
Yeah.
count. So you can do that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You could do
We
Han Solo, Chewie, and Jin teamwork.
Yeah, that's cute for one turn if
It
Jin's still alive. It's just not like
We're trying to help you, Nick.
yeah. And there's just better two pips. There's
Sure.
just better two pips.
Yeah, there is better T-pips. Yeah.
Yeah. Her three pip though. Okay. They actually did make a card here. They actually redid a card. Good job. Good job. They redid a card. This one seems fun. Now I do want to make sure I'm reading this correctly and make sure everyone agrees with me because I've heard like people say different things. This says while they have a face over odor token. So
Correct.
Yep.
as soon as this unit is done activating, they no longer have danger sense and they can be panicked.
Correct.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just want to make sure I'm reading that correctly. So it's still good. Not that it's not good. It's still good, but does mean that whoever you order with these units, they have to hold on as long as they can, right? They
Yep.
you can't activate. You have to pick units that are going to activate like last or at least later, much later in the rounds if they're going to use any keywords from this card. And that can be good. There's definitely cases where it may not work because I've heard like, oh, putting it on Mandos or different things. But gosh, even with Danger Sense 2, I don't know how long a Mando unit could like stand there and get shot. You know,
You
they're
got
probably
shields now, though. You got shields. You can pay for shields.
the shields are gone. But that's the thing. This card you're playing turn 4 or turn 5, right? The shields are
Uh,
gone, right? I mean, I assume you're probably playing this turn 4, turn 5. This is not. I mean, maybe you're playing turn 3, but this is a later game card, right? So your shields are probably gone. You probably have a model gone. So I mean, sure, it might work out. The dice may be in your favor, and you roll well enough that it works, but um, it's definitely going to be situational. I think you probably put it more on your heroes, right? It's going to be on, you
Yeah.
know. So here, well, I was gonna say it's going to be on your Lukes, your Bad Batch. Oh wait, they're all the same slot. I guess I won't have it in my army. So,
Hey, we got Commander Luke there still.
oh, Commander Luke is so garbage. Now they took away some of the command cards too. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
but that in
That's
his
about it too.
defense, that's because they don't want Taun. You're gonna get Luke on a Tauntaun that's gonna change life in Rebelville for you.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. But no, I'm playing Jin. I'm still playing her. She's gonna. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious because you haven't got a game in yet for this
Not
new
yet.
version. I'm
Not yet.
curious when you do get in and when you start playing more with Jen, like your opinion on if it changes or if it still solidifies what you saying today.
I don't think it's gonna change much because again, I played her. I played the old one a lot in 2.6. This new one, even though she's more mobile, I don't know if that's not gonna save her, especially if she doesn't have an order token on her. The dice
Okay,
pools are just too big.
sure.
So I have to pick my targets super, super carefully. And there are some armies that I've played against where there are literally no targets for her to go into. She will just die.
Yeah.
So
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. In the version of Super Squads, like,
Super fives.
yeah, you just get shot. One dodge ain't gonna do much. Two dodges, no. Maybe
yeah.
three, but that's still no.
And when is she gonna have and this is the thing, when is she gonna have three dodges? When is she gonna have three
Yeah.
dodges? Because to have three dodges means I mean, if I did put an order on her, that means she's going to die before I probably activate her, unless I get lucky and I pull her out of the bag, right? That's the only way she's going to have three dodges if she procs the independent move. So really, most turns she's going to have one dodge when she's getting shot if she didn't have an order on her, or I went with her and I moved her once and got a dodge and I attacked someone, or I just moved twice and that was my turn and she has two dodges. So Jin's going to have two dodges if I activate it and you're shooting her, or she's going to have one dodge and she hasn't gone yet and you're shooting her.
Well, if you take vigilance, you got two.
If I want to spend 12 points, yes, and
Mhm.
make her now even more expensive, I guess.
It's a
Yeah.
thing you can do.
It's possible.
I guess that's the way to go, and I'm sure I will play it.
Um, and you're gonna have her in every list. I love it.
I
So
yeah, I yeah.
tell us about Andor, man.
Oh, Cassian? I mean,
Yeah.
do we even need to talk about Cassian?
I
Did
want
he?
to
Did
tell us
he?
how you
Uh,
feel.
Did he get a crease in his danger sense, or he always had danger sense 3?
no, he's always had danger sense.
He's always
Yeah,
had
Okay,
danger
that's right.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's always had danger sense 3. I mean, other than that, they made him an operative, which stinks. They didn't really change him. They changed his
Reworded his
blaster.
command cards.
They changed his blaster. They didn't rework his command. Oh, well, they changed his one pip
They
slightly.
reworded.
Slightly. Again, slightly. I don't even like talk about minimal effort. Um, so yeah, his command cards are pretty much exactly the same. They didn't really change much on his card.
But he
His
can give Jin danger sense.
danger sense 1 for 1 turn. Yes, I suppose he can. Yippee, yippee. I and yeah, I they didn't do the fact that they took him the fact they took him out of commander, it hurts him. It hurts him. I still don't know. You weren't seeing him a lot in 2.6. I still don't see why you bring him.
So I did have a question on the crack shot. If I understand his crack shot correctly, he doesn't get 2 attacks. He only gets one still.
Correct. He can only
It.
attack once. He can't attack twice.
That's what I thought. Me
It's a
and
free
Michael had that
attack.
discussion. Yeah, it's
But
just
it's two
Yeah.
free.
separate attacks, right?
Well,
It's
it's gunslinger,
It's
right? That's
gunslinger.
yeah.
but you can't then attack again.
Correct.
It's just the one time.
You can't attack 4 targets. You still only can attack 2 targets total.
Right.
Just
You just take an extra aim
Aim.
yeah, you get an extra
for the
aim or an extra
conversion.
What does
move
he have? Quick
or
thinking?
no, he's
Nope.
tactical though. He's tactical.
No, he's tactical.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
tactical. Which he had before.
Is the sniper config is on his card now? Is it still cumbersome?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you would want K2 to do calculate odds and then have Cassian take an aim and then do the crack shot and then move.
I mean, his pistol isn't that bad. It's 2 reds and a black, and it's Pearson one.
But
His
he's
long
white.
shot.
He's white saves and you same Jin problem. He's gonna get melted.
Yeah, at least he has the danger sense, but yeah, he doesn't have as many ways to charge up his danger sense as Jin does. He also doesn't have the 3 curs as Jin did, so if you charge it up, you're probably only have one action.
Is so his counterpart because we're doing counterparts. Aiden, is she in the same price range?
No, Iron's more because she's red
Red save.
saves.
Yeah.
Um,
So not the
Iden,
callus problem.
not the Callus problem. Iden is 115 still. Iden got to stay a commander.
Yep. Yep.
Again,
I mean, she was commanding Inferno Squad. Just saying.
and Cassian was not commanding the
Uh,
whole incursion on Scarif.
he didn't want to, man. He was just like, these guys got to go with me. I don't want them to go with me. I'll kill him, boss. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with Cassian, at least overall, you didn't see too much of him. He didn't really work in this game. Not that he's like bad, but he doesn't really work. And now he's an operative, so there's even less reason to take him. Why would you spend 90 points on Cassian as an operative?
You could
Command,
spend what 115 for Mando or something like that.
yeah. Depending on what you put on him, Mando starts at 105, I believe. Yeah, 95. Din starts at 95 before you put anything on him. So that's the problem. They move both these characters to this primo slot that there's already more powerful characters that people are taking. They weren't taking these characters. At least in a commander, they served a purpose that I had to bring a commander, and that was the purpose they served. At least with that, I just don't see. I guess, and I don't know where Cassian fits. At least for me.
So you
Hmm.
have 13 operatives and only 6 commanders.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is crazy. Yeah, I feel like they should just let rebels take more operative. That should be their niche. We keep talking about this all the time that Empire and Rebel need a keyword like the Clone Wars have. The Rebels keyword should just be take more operatives. There you go. Like, would you
Uh,
be happy if you could take four operatives?
yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
That would solve so much. Because that is part of my big problem with this is them changing the ranks as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
agree with
works.
you.
So then that's like what, 400 points in operatives, and
Well,
then
you still have to take a commander tax, right?
Well,
he,
casting could be my
Cassian.
commander.
So
Yeah,
He's field
four
yeah,
commander.
four
He
hundred
could
yeah,
be it.
400. It'd be 400 points in operatives and 600 points in good stuff.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
rebel good
yeah. I
stuff.
would like to see that change. Like, let rebels take more operatives. That would make more sense because you're right. They're not a organized army. They're just, hey, we're just doing our own little things on the sides here. So yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all of my thoughts on that. So yeah.
Okay. Then moving on to because we had the changes. You said you like Callus and everything. What else did you not like that they said in this
I
update?
did not like that. Now this is a very small very small potatoes, but why is Grogu still 17 points?
He's too good, Nick. He's too good.
Too
Because the
good.
hand thing,
He's
you're
too
paying for
good.
the hand
The
thing.
hand thing, really.
He's too
Two
good.
dodges and deflect that only can wound one
Nick,
person.
you've
That's what
destroyed me with the hand thing multiple times. Don't do that.
that was an old Legion. New Legion, I can't do that
It still
anymore.
hurts. It still hurts. Okay? It still hurts.
So I know this is small potatoes, but it drives me nuts that Grogu's 17 and Omega is 10.
Isn't Dio 10 as
Yeah,
well?
Dio's 10 as well.
but in defense of Grogu, Grogu could do a lot more.
Whoa,
No.
whoa, whoa,
Dio
whoa, wait a minute.
Dio can attack
Wait a
and
minute.
Dio has command
Okay,
cards?
I'm I'm not a competitive player, and I'm not the most savvy player. But are you telling me that gaining a suppression and rolling a red die to hope for a surge on a 1 and a 6 in a very specific situation, it does more than Omega that lets a unit score objectives, which is the point of the game at range 1? I'm sorry. I'm not the most savvy competitive player, but Omega's ability seems way better
1,000 times better.
than Grogu. Scoring
Well,
objectives at range 1. That breaks the rule of the game that no other unit till this day can do. No unit can score at the range that Bad Batch and Omega can score at. That's
that's true.
more. That's less powerful than Grogu. And
Well, I
Grogu's
mean,
17 points.
he's got a hand thing that you can just do out of nowhere
Two dodges. Two dodges.
I
and
thought he flipped
deflect
you off for a
and
second.
deflect.
Deflect. If I roll a surge, I kill one. I do one wound.
Yeah,
One.
yeah, yeah. It makes sense. I like to tease you about that, Nick.
So that's what I'm saying. Why is Grogu still 17 points? And I know no one plays him but me. Some people probably would play him if he was only 10 points. They
I
both
still
give
think they don't
they
play him.
they both give a health to a strong red safe unit, so that's the same. Omega actually can attack. Grogu can't. So why I so Omega does way more than Grogu does.
Yeah, yeah. Fair point. Fair point.
They just haven't looked. They haven't. They don't even. I don't think they even know what he costs. They don't even know.
Well, apparently
He's
we've been
gonna write
playing.
fan
They
mail. Wills, can you
I
tell me how much Grogu
they
costs?
don't. They don't. There's no
Well,
point.
tell me about the range trooper debacle because apparently we've been playing them at the wrong price, where we were playing at 60, but now they were always supposed to be at 70. I don't really understand what they were saying about that.
Well, no, they just raised the price. What do you mean? They just raised it. We weren't playing them at the wrong price. They raised the points.
Yeah, I don't know where I thought I heard it somewhere in the grapevine that
That was
they were always
robbing.
supposed to be at 70.
No,
Was that just a Rob thing?
That was Rob being facetious on the freaking in our
Oh,
chat.
gotcha.
Uh,
Because I asked him, I said, "For real?" And he's like, "No, that was clearly sarcasm."
Yeah. So, Dick, how do you feel about the changes to at, within, beyond to within, complete within, not within?
that's good, and it makes sense. And now all those command cards make sense because
Yeah.
I was looking at Hondo's card. I was like, oh, that's okay. I don't know how many units I'm going to be able to get in there within one to like take this, add the tokens. I mean, I'll like have 2 units, but now how that's worded, um, a lot that makes much more sense. It's a lot easier to play for sure. And cards like that now are a lot spicier for sure. Like
Yes.
Hondo's card now is pretty cool.
Mhm.
For sure to play it to do his little combo there to gain all that suppression and hand out the tokens and then go hopefully you can go toss it to somebody. Yeah, no, I do like that. I do like that for sure.
And you,
And makes
but
sense. Yeah.
you did allude it to, we did allude to it, and that you were kind of gave your 2 cents about it. But dive a little bit more deeper about them excluding command cards to certain versions of units that are coming out. And there's going to be other units coming out that are going to have like Ahsoka and Sabine. Therefore, you must take both of those units or you can't take
Hmm.
a command card. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that?
More operative garbage. His
So
face.
sure, I guess I'm very pessimistic right now when it comes to command cards. But okay, fine. Show me that you can create some interesting command cards and not just copy the text from the previous one.
Mm,
So yeah,
yeah.
I guess it'd be interesting. I guess it'd be interesting. I guess I'm obviously that was put in the rule book because something's coming out soon-ish that's gonna have because I don't see a reason why you put that rule book now if like nothing's coming out till next year, right? So something's coming out soonish in the this year. I'm just guessing that we'll have that. I can't think of what it is. Um,
I don't, yeah, I feel like we're getting, well, we are getting, okay, you know what it is probably is? It's probably the custom stuff. Because that's
oh
coming
my,
at the end of the
if
year.
that's it, then I'm totally off it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
and not
think about it like a custom commander could say this and Luke or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just throwing
I
out there.
don't.
Yeah, I
nah.
don't know.
Nah.
So
Maybe the Imperial High Command. Maybe the Imperial High Command. There might
Maybe.
be a combo card.
I wonder. I wonder. So, not so much for you, Nick, because you're a rebel player. Sorry. Um, how do you feel about the command card changes to a lot of these command cards where you can't cheat out the effects using HQ uplinks and not
Don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up. Don't
no,
even
no, no,
bring that
because
up.
it's face ups only. Like why that
Don't.
doesn't you don't think that's a positive?
No, I think that is BS that I now can only, if I want to have the luxury to pay 10 points to give one of my units an order, that I'm restricted to 2. Yet CIS still has perfect order control and no downside. Why isn't B1s have a 2 pip?
You
Why don't B1s have 2 pip? They hand out
Whoa, whoa,
orders.
whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Let's
What
not take it out on CIS, okay? We
they
didn't do
had
nothing.
they hand out orders. That's all H coupling does. Why don't B1s have 2 pips? I can only bring 2 H couplings. You just want to bring two
Listen.
B1s.
Let's take out the fire on AMG. Don't be coming at anybody else's army here.
So
Point the
the so
finger.
then so then so yeah, so we'll get into that too. But then my thing was like command cards now. So for instance, like if you had a command card that's like units with orders get these goodies from the command card. Now those command cards read only the units that are issued orders. So if I issue 3 orders
Yes.
for, let's say, extra aims, normally old Legion, I would be able to pop 2 HQ uplinks, and those 2 HQ'd units would get the benefits of that command card. Now it's not the same. So essentially, they took the power top off of a lot of these command cards.
So to some though, to some,
Yeah.
look at some, not all. For example, Jin's 3-pip does not say it has to be ordered with that card. It just says face up. Lando's 3-pip does not say it has to be ordered. It just says it has to be face up. So not all of them got that. Only some.
But
Only
the
some got
changes, like,
that.
do you think that was a good?
No.
My whole thing with that was all it does is take the power, the high end power off of these command cards.
I suppose they probably didn't need to do both since they also 2-pipped the HQ uplink. So they limited the HQ uplink. Was it was it really that bad that a command card might give two more things, right? To two more units. I don't know. Maybe there's something coming that's different, but
And
yeah.
speaking to these changes, they keep attacking you. Your land speeder is now completely and utterly almost useless because they deleted your Gonk droid.
They did take away my Gonk droid. And I do have a note. Just so you know, I have a page of notes that I would every time when after stream, every time I would just think of something that pissed me off, I would just write down a note real quick. Um, yeah, I said Gonk droid, too good for 16 points on my white save truck. What? Why was that too good? And I
Well,
wrote that I wrote that down because that was like something to the effect of what they said. Like,
So so with these universal upgrades that they got rid of, their response was, "We are getting rid of these universal upgrades because they are broken or can be broken
they
or
allow you to
abused."
cheat to get
And
orders.
the other factions, hold on, but then they turn around and say that we're gonna probably reissue these upgrades as command faction specific upgrades. So what's your take on that?
I'm actually okay with that because most of the ones they got rid of, I couldn't use or don't use. I'm totally fine not seeing aggressive tactics on CIS armies and getting free surges everywhere. That's totally
Whoa, what
fine.
again? Again,
Yes.
again. It was more
Not even he
problematic
didn't
with
point out
Gar,
Gar.
Once
okay?
He
With
didn't point out
once
Gar.
Gar.
once CIS stops cheating and decides to play Legion, then we can stop talking about it.
I played Nick too many times. I scarred him for life. What do you think about the you serve your master well change?
I actually like that.
Do you? I thought you would like the
Yes.
free attack.
No. Okay, and so maybe this just has to do with the meta. Now you say you CS, but there's tons of CIS players in our community. I play CIS I've been playing against CIS all the time. Serve your master mail never worked. You weren't suppressed. I could never, it would never work.
Sure, sure.
So
But
now that I can just give you 3 suppression tokens, right?
mm,
And I could also Jedi mind trick you, give you two
yeah,
more. I can maybe just panic you now,
sure. Yeah, yep.
right? And take so you don't score. That at least will do something. Server Master Well never did anything for me, at least when trying to use your units against you.
Right. Right. Yeah, I
So
guess
I, I,
I
I
guess
like
you're
that
right. We
actually.
do got a lot more CIS players in our local scene now. Now that CS is pretty much, up there with guard and everything.
Yeah. So no, I actually like that change. I don't mind that change. Giving out 3 suppression when you could also give out 2 more suppression to guarantee 5 suppression on a unit. That's gonna panic most things.
I just wish they did something different because like Vader has that in Master of Evil, right? So it's just like a worse version of Master of Evil. I mean, granted, you still could use the first half of making your own units attack, right? And
Sure.
move.
Yeah, you have that flexibility to do that too
Yeah.
as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I guess for me it never worked anyways.
Oh, so I'm sorry to do this to you, Nick. I gotta do this again. Your favorite new unit for Gar being Ahsoka Tano. How do you feel about Sheen Mastery being old deflect?
Oh, that's fine, I guess. I now actually I need to maybe check on this. You don't have to spend a dodge, right? So it's always
No,
on?
it's always on.
Always on. So it's not
Oh
even
yeah.
so it's not even really technically old deflect. It's even better because you don't
Yeah.
have to spend a dodge. I mean, I guess that means you just don't shoot her. I don't. I mean, it's not super surprising, I suppose. I mean, sure, why not?
How do you feel about them getting Boba Fett's flamethrower card?
Yeah, eh, Boba. They didn't change him. Who's playing Boba?
Sure. Yeah.
You
Good.
can,
Yeah.
you can play Boba.
No, he's an operative. I have too many operatives. I have too many operatives to play Boba Fett.
Okay. So we're gonna move on, but before we move on, two things. What do you think about the clone marksman?
How can I put this lightly? I could care less.
It's so funny because we're all
I
biased. I'm biased to my Sith and CIS stuff.
I no, that's not even a bias thing. That's not even because it's a clone Republic thing.
Mm,
Just in this grand scheme of things, like,
There's more pressing matters.
don't care.
makes
Don't
sense.
care
Makes sense.
whatsoever. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I
Okay.
love
Sorry.
clones and I hate that unit, JR. That unit
Well, we
sucks.
got your take on it already. Okay. You started with the D. Now you got to give us the completed version and final grade of now that it's called Legions. No more 2.6. It's just Legion.
So it is sad that so many of these units in Rebels, I guess, and other factions too, are still like, why play them? Why play Rebel commandos? Like, there's no reason. Like, why ever put them on the table? Why play some of these units? The way they're costed, the dice they throw
Well,
in this new game.
Oh, that's the other thing. The points. How do you feel about no? Well, side note, after you answer this question, no points changes like overhaul of the game.
Well,
This would have
so
been a critical time to do it. A new Legion,
I,
this is when you do the points.
and I think that goes. I think that falls with this answer that they didn't. They did not adjust these units to this game. Like, there's still so many units. There's no reason to take. If you I guess if you're and I guess if you're playing like in a competitive environment, there's no reason to take a lot of these units. Like, zero.
that's
And you can look at some of the Longshank data. Like no one's taking them. like
that's
like
that's
zero across the board.
that's why it's your take is interesting to me because you're more of the like to have fun and play the units that you want to play. And in every game, there's always going to be the better unit versus the unit you want to play, right? Like I'd probably play Darth Maul if Darth Maul sucked, right? Because that's my favorite character. But when you get the meta starts to outshine a lot of units that just fall to the wayside. But when you're playing fun, it's just like, oh yeah, I'll bring some commandos because I want to have fun with
It's
them.
more, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It's not even about bad units versus good units. It's about units not designed for this game.
Mm,
They're not even designed for this game. When you just look at what they do, the points they cost, it's just like there's just no reason even to play for fun to bring them. Like, there's just not. Um, and that's because they didn't change when the game changed.
right.
And they didn't change when multiple units in multiple factions started throwing two dice per unit in range and in melee, right? And started these dice pools went up, right? And when you did that and you didn't adjust points for anything else and you didn't adjust their dice or didn't give them something else to do, there's just no reason to bring them. Like, why would you ever bring some of these units? So uh, they either need to do something with them or change the points.
Well, then my question to you is, why are you bringing Jin? Because Jin, technically for you, falls in that category of why am I even bringing this unit?
So Jin, even though I know she's bad, she still does something.
Okay.
Maybe not very well, and she's gonna die a lot. But she still does something. I can still do something with her, right?
Mm.
and she's cheap for the slot,
Sure, sure.
right? Because that's also the comparison too. Commandos with their one heavy is like the same points as a sleeper cell. It's like 12
Yeah.
dice versus 5. Oh, what should
Five
I
with
pick?
sharpshooter.
Yeah. They just need to fix Supercell already. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, at least, but see, sleeper cell is just a rebel example. It's the same with arcs. It's the same with
Yeah.
I mean B2s, Magnas. I mean all these
Well,
units that
I think I
throw
actually think
lots of dice.
I actually think CIS is in a unique position where a lot like I would give it 90% of the CIS stuff is good. Like you can make it work efficiently, right? Whereas in a lot of because you're right. Well, you just take sleeper cell, you just take arcs, right?
Yeah. At least with Jin, I'm saying, okay, I know I'm taking the inferior unit, but I am spending 75 points in a slot that normally would cost 150 for the good unit, right? So I know that trade-off I'm making. So that's a very clear trade-off. So okay, I'm gonna spend 75 points and take that unit and just see what I can do with it versus taking the unit we know that's tried and true, but costs 150.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's your letter grade?
All right, can I give 2 grades? I gotta give 2 grades.
No,
Oh,
no,
hold on.
no.
Hold on.
We
Hold
didn't
on.
get
Hold
two
on.
grades.
You work I won't say where you work for, your privacy, but I mean, if you are doing what you're doing at work, you don't give them two things. That give us one.
All right, all right, all right. I'll give 1 grade. And you said the grade that we have the full game, right? That
Yeah.
was the
Hmm.
grade you wanted me to give.
Yeah.
Uh, it's an A.
Whoa.
No,
Whoa.
no,
Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Go
no.
ahead. Go ahead.
Because again, regardless of my personal bias of some of the units that I like to play, this game is a better game.
He baited us
Th-
because now we have to ask for his personal grade. He baited
This
us.
this
What's the
game is a
personal grade?
this game is a better game. I have more fun playing Legion today than I did, year and a half, over
Here,
a year ago.
here's the real answer. In the last tournament, me and you got to play each other. Did you have more fun playing me then?
Well, last term I played my Empire because my rebels were on protest.
Sure, sure.
So, so
We,
I don't.
you still played in,
I did. I tried doing an Empire. Yeah.
and
Um,
did you have more fun?
no, because I was playing Empire.
So you're blaming it on Empire.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, as long as it's
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
Personal
So,
grade.
Oh, a personal
Yeah, your
grade.
bias grade. Your bias grade now because you baited
well,
us.
hold on. Before you give us that, because I don't even think you can give us that. I know Jose wants it,
He
but
can. He can.
hold on. Darth Nicholas has calmed down to Grandmaster Nick, and he's saying he's having fun. That's the most important thing we gotta take away is overall Nick is having fun with the game, and that's what you're supposed to want in a game is
Mhm.
just having fun, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think he should give us his personal one because
Ugh.
that one's more biased, right?
It's very biased.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I want to know that.
I
I'll
mean, I
leave it.
think
I'll leave it up to Nick. You could do what you want, Nick, but I'm keeping your A in the
He can
category.
have the A. He can have the A. Had I known it was gonna be this way, I would have let him have the two letters.
So what does that even mean? You like want controversy?
I know. I want to know because here's the thing. I'm a Cowboy fan. I love my Cowboys. I have fun watching my Cowboys. I will sit down and say in a 30-point blowout, I had fun watching my team play. But I have no shame in saying my Cowboys are absolute dog. Mm. So I need to know, Nick,
so. Do you
what is Nick's personal bias take?
so? Do you remember the
What's your
scene?
grade?
Remember the scene from Animal House where he's like in the grade point average of 0.0. Yeah, it was a total trash fire failure
How,
F.
okay.
Oh yeah.
How much of that letter grade is all dependent on Jin?
It's all dependent on Jin, but the overall it wasn't just about Jin, but the what happened to her, right? And you can even throw Cassie in there too. That the moves they made did not make sense. They took away list building. They didn't rewrite cards. They didn't like fix things. It's just all encompassing, right? It just makes me wonder what were you what were you what were you thinking when you were like, oh, you're going to be really excited to get this. Look at these command cards. Like, well, I've already seen those command cards. So they're exactly the same. Like that's what it was, just the whole aspect of it. It could have been a different character, but just the fact that like that was what they thought was what we want, or I'll be personal what I wanted, but
So
So
does this?
if they didn't get you hyped up and they just kind of reveal this, you'd have been like a little bit better.
yeah, they didn't hype up the whole thing, right? I
Sure,
think a lot of
sure.
people probably would say they feel better,
Hmm.
right? If they didn't
Yeah,
hype this up, because I think a lot of
yeah,
people left that disappointed because they were like, why did we get hyped up for this?
yeah.
Um, Still be mad that Callus is 5 points cheaper, and I'm
So
still mad that Pike still have danger sense.
How they do.
so one more question for me. We always look forward to things like this. After we get these transmissions and all this stuff, we move on to the next thing as Legion players. So November 7th is a long time away. It is what it is. But does this drown like they bummed you up? Nick was super excited for this. And you know as Legion players, we get excited for mini extravaganza reveals. Does this rain on your parade? Like, are you going into mini extravaganza just not even hyped at all? Like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm
I guess I am trying. I guess I would say I'm not gonna be excited. So here's something too. Taking the generic commanders out of this, so we'll put them aside. Ooh, generic commanders. Do you know what faction and the only faction that's not getting one new thing this year?
If you
Hint,
if
it's
you say
Rebels.
rebels,
It's
if you say
Rebels.
rebels,
It's Rebels. Every other faction is getting at least one
no.
new thing this year.
Oh, this year. You're talking about
This
this year.
year.
Okay,
This year.
what is CIS getting?
You've
you're
already
getting
got
Grievous.
you
Grievous
Uh,
on
already
a
got
motorbike.
no, no,
and
no.
did you
Like
just get Aquas?
what?
Did
Yeah,
you
we did get.
just
Oh, you're talking about
this
the whole
year?
year. I thought you
This
meant like
calendar
okay.
year. This calendar year. And yeah, did you just get something?
Grievous is Q4, I thought.
And I think
Yeah,
yeah, the
Grievous
Grievous is
Q4.
coming out at the end
You're
of the year
getting
too. You're gonna
Grievous.
get Grievous as
We're
well.
getting Grievous.
Yeah, you so CIS is actually gonna get a few things. Clones are getting a few things. Empire, I think, is only getting the high command.
No, High
Rebels
Command is 26, I thought Rob said.
is it 26?
Yeah,
Hold
because
up.
I'm pumped for High Command and Rob's like, ooh, great. The 2026.
Okay, then maybe it's Empire too. Then maybe it's Rebels Empire not getting anything this year. Not getting. I know for sure Rebels. Rebels not getting any new units this year.
Why do I feel like that's wrong? And
What are we getting?
I, I,
Han and Luke are next year. Han and Luke on Tauntaun are next year.
I mean, yeah,
Hold
you're
on.
probably right. You're probably right. I feel we just had a release at the beginning of this year. It was Aquas, and what was it? It was something else.
Crabs.
Well, it wasn't it with somebody else too. Am I wrong?
It was ARFs, right?
Arfs.
Yeah, ARFs.
And when did Crabs come out? Crabs came out this year also. Yeah,
Yeah,
Crabs came
yeah,
out
it
this
came
year
out this
too.
year too. Yeah, it
Yeah,
did come out this year.
yeah. So CS is getting like 4 or 5 new things this year. Clones is getting like 3, 4 new things this year.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. I think I stand corrected. I don't think there is anything coming out for Rebels this year, or that came
So,
out.
tw
And what we
so
get last year?
You got Sleeper Cell.
Sleeper Cell.
Yeah.
let me see. So no, Lee, you're wrong. You're getting new plastic. You're getting
No,
Well,
no
something
new,
Rebel.
but
new.
Tr
He's talking
new
about
units, new
I
new
know,
units.
I know,
yeah.
I know.
Plus, I don't need new Rebel troopers. I'm flush with Pathfinders, baby. I'm all good. I don't need. I'm. This was actually a bad move. I don't need to buy a starter box now. I already have too many Rebel
Are
troopers.
are
I got
you
my
not gonna buy a
Pathfinders.
starter box?
No, I have my Pathfinders. Why do I need new Rebel troopers? I'm playing Pathfinders. Those are
No,
my rebel troopers.
fair, fair, fair.
I don't read it.
All right. Well, Nick, all right, giving us your take. I like it. I dig it. Um, it was expected. I feel the anger flowing through you, as much as you're holding back. Now, I know there was other things you wanted to talk about. We kind of touched on the Force stuff, um, like the New Order stuff. And did you want to dive more into that, or did we kind of cover that?
No, I think we covered it. I think we covered it. We thought we were getting it and we didn't get it. And
No,
I don't.
no.
Yeah.
And
And now
again,
you're. Yeah.
I was gonna say easy fix is just let rebels take more operatives, because it just they're flooding you with operative choices. It's like you can't play with that many. So yeah. Um, and then the terrain stuff.
Yeah. The
What do you
area
want?
train.
What do you want to dive into that about?
Oh, just the area train. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I
yeah.
talk about. But
So
that's
so
very
high
excited.
high command is Q126.
Okay. So it's next year. So Empire also is not getting anything new
And
this
the
year.
Imperial, their droids are 22. So for 2026 is Empire's heyday. They're getting the Imperial probe droid, and then High Command is their only things that they're getting that are new. Um, Other than that, the only things for coming out is in 2026 is the Weequay Pirates, the Speeder Tank, the Tauntauns, and the rest of the Grievous Wheelbike Goons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to talk about when it came to the super squads?
Oh, I just thought it was they again keep saying that they're gonna like, for lack of a better word, push this. Like super squads are gonna be more part of the game.
No way.
And
You know,
and
it's funny that you say that because if I remember correctly, at Adepticon, they were going to reveal a unit that was going to be a super squad. Now, that
It's
could be,
Weequays.
yeah, the Weequay Pirates,
quiz.
right? Is
Hmm.
that confirmed that they're going to be super squads?
Well, how many with that box? There was a lot of models on that
There
box. There
was there was a lot of
was,
there was, and so
yeah,
that's
nice,
where
and I assume you could bring all of them, right?
yeah,
Minus maybe the heavy, the two
I
heavy. If there's two heavies.
which would be cool because that would be fun because the
Three,
Weequay
four,
Pirates
five,
are
six,
going to
seven, eight, nine,
Shadow Collective.
10 models in Weequay box.
So that they then if that's corrected, that's the one unit they were talking about. That was the one they wanted to originally start the super squads with.
Yeah. Yep.
Which the
Well,
Weequay Pirates are they going to be in all factions or just Shadow Collective?
I don't know if we necessarily know that yet, right? I don't think we know
they
for
haven't
sure.
said anything
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
I think we're
Well,
making the assumptions of rebels and CIS, but I don't know what else.
so the thing about the super squads is if they want to put a emphasis on everybody bring more minis, more model, because to be honest, like I think that the super squad thing is a way to justify buying these boxes at a higher rate, higher price point, more for the super squad than the actual splitting of two squads. But my thing is, you cannot you cannot get more super squads unless that super squad upgrade takes like a massive points reduction. And if it gets a massive points reduction, it's just gonna make
Too good.
CIS and GAR way better.
It and that's kind of the weird thing about it. They are kind of emphasizing both things. I don't think they can have both. They talk about bringing more heroes and having that flavor, but then they talk about bringing the super squads. You can't do. I don't see how you could do both, right? They get both those things true at the same time. Um, and I don't see how bringing heroes into a game with super squads is even why we'd even want to do that, right? At least for me, bringing white save heroes onto a battlefield with more of these super squads. That's just the dice pools are just more. They're just getting bigger, right? Just more. Just they just won't be able to survive that.
I
Even red save heroes, right? They're gonna have trouble surviving that.
I think they're going for a different play style, right? Like if you go the super squad route, you ain't doing a lot of heroes. But if you go the hero route, you're not doing a lot of super squad, right? And in my opinion, I think all core options should be able to be super squads. Like there's no because it's limited right now just to core options, right? So why
Mm-hmm.
can't all cores be super squads? In my opinion,
What do you mean? Oh, what do
Because
you mean
some
all
of them
cores? You
some
mean
of
all
them
like
break.
troopers? All troopers are all core.
all core.
Do you
Like
want to see a Super Squad Black Sun throw a bazillion red dice in
no, well,
air?
Yeah.
aside from Shadow Collective, because they that was a good point that they made, right? So that's why they didn't do it for
But
Shadow
that's
Collective.
why
But
that's what they use
But
as the example.
but
I
can't all
don't.
core can't all
No,
core already do super
not
squads?
Riot Control.
No,
Riot Control
and
cannot be a super squad, and I wish they could be, because then might be a little bit worth taking.
Is that the only one though?
Yeah,
Okay.
mhm.
So that that might just be because they came out.
That's gonna be their fix. Riot Squad can now get a
they should
double
have just
squad.
fixed it right now. There was no reason not to fix it if they were planning on fixing it.
That almost seems like an issue of the box was packaged and made before they made the super squads kind of a situation. And that's the
Yeah.
only reason why they don't have it. But I could be
They could
wrong.
have did it. You could have took regular storms with shields, dude. You could have did a Super Squad and just threw five Stormtrooper minis in there.
Yeah.
The model as you want. Like, there's no reason they couldn't have a Super Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like I think I've said this. I hate super squads in Legion. I don't like them. I don't like the idea at all. I wish they didn't introduce that to the game.
What's
I
your
Uh,
hated
biggest
them at
gripe?
first, and then I used them.
What's your biggest gripe about it?
it's not that's not this type of game. It's just not. If you want to play a large scale game like that, then more has to change than just that. So when you have a game like that where you have large units, well, your specialty units or your heroes are maybe not as big, but they counter it being more powerful, right? Because the 10 man the 10-man trooper squad still should not be able to kill your Jedi,
Right.
theoretically,
Mm.
right? So if you're going to have a game where it's commonplace for a core unit to throw, 13 dice at you, then your Jedi has to be 10 wounds and red surge, and the Jedi throws 10 dice back. Because
Yeah.
that's, you know, that's what a lot of other games are, right? If the core is that powerful, then the heroes become more powerful because
But well,
they have to be.
ironically, they kind of cornered themselves, right? Like you can't have let's say they can't have Maul throw 10 dice, even though it throws 8 right now. Um, it's it's because it would just one shot the weaker units, right? If they didn't take in a super squad, but they could do like a keyword like Jedi Hunter, where if this unit is attacking a super squad, give it this amount of dice.
But see, that's so without working out all the details, that's actually okay if Maul one shots those units. Because if we are in a world where there's three more of them throwing 13 dice back at Maul, Maul's eventually going to die anyways.
Well, I'm talking about
So,
like you don't want Maul throwing a bunch of dice against like Han Solo or Jin.
but Han Solo has to be powerful too. That's everyone has to be
Sure,
powerful.
sure.
Han Solo has to be red saves too, and he has to throw 10 dice. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't increase the power level of every hero, then you are to a point kind of eliminating their efficiency from the game to a certain level.
Mm.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like if they do lower the points of super squads, and the points just mean, gosh, do I pay 100 points for Han Solo, or do I pay these points for this squad over here with twice the number of wounds and four times the number of dice? I'm going to do that, right? Why bring Han Solo anymore?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like indifferent when it comes to Super Squad. I really like it. I think it's fun because you got so many bodies and they're so hard to chew through. Now that's also coming from a biased opinion because CIS can afford to do that, right? Specifically B1s. But I'm curious to see like if they'll make more of a mainstream in other armies. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, I I definitely don't like the idea of more. If they don't change anything else,
Yeah.
then Jin's four black dice even become even sadder.
Yeah. And you're so right. It's like she can't run into them. They're just gonna beat her
They're
up.
just gonna they're just gonna beat her to bits. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's wild. It's interesting. Interesting, but again, AMG, if you do ever watch our podcast, we are having fun. Take
yes.
that message
So
away. Overall, all our critical analysis and our gripes about the game, we are having fun. We just like to nitpick. What were you gonna say, Jose?
so just to rein in the super squad stuff, I just want to throw this out there. You ready?
Mhm.
So skirmish, recon, 600 points, right?
Yeah.
In Gar, you can do Rex with up close and personal, and recon intel. I throw environmental gear because I think it's a thing to take now. So lonely Rex with that. You get a super five squad, a super Ahsoka squad, and you're only at 470 points.
Yeah. Again, it's gonna be
So
interesting. But okay, Nick, give us your take on what they said about Ahsoka and what they plan to do. That they want to have so you got all these heroes that they're saying that you're gonna be able to put into regular units. What do you feel?
Oh, but did they actually say that? I mean, they said
So
it for Gar. I don't know if they said it for like
Well, this is
Rebels.
what's confusing to me, and again, this is just AMG using poor choice words. Is they alluded that that's what they want to do. They never said Gar specifically. That they just said they want to keep doing that for other characters, so that way because they said like, hey, we understand you guys like your favorite characters, and when you take another characters, you can't play certain characters. Well, we're gonna try to get you to put them in squads. However, Gar is the only faction that
Hmm.
has a new icon to allow that. Nobody else does. Like if they do that in any other faction, it most likely will be the personnel slot, and that could take up the super squad. That could take up whatever else personnel you want in there.
So it's a especially in my current predicament where I can't bring many of my heroes. That's actually would be great. That'd be great if every time I bought a Rebel hero, I got a unit card and an upgrade card, right, to put him in
Yeah,
a unit.
yeah,
Um, I think that over time, I mean, maybe not a big deal. That might be a little confusing on the battlefield because you'll have like every squad has like a main character in it. You're like, well, who's your commander, right?
mm,
Um, but here's it goes back to kind of what I said earlier. I am so tired of one day we'll do this, one day we'll do that. This would have been a great time to give me a Jin upgrade card. They could have. This would have been a perfect time to give me a Jin upgrade card to put
yeah.
in my Pathfinder unit. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Let's see, put in my Rebel Trooper unit. Yeah, there we go. Put my Rebel Trooper unit. Yeah, it's a great idea. I just when
Yeah, for
when
sure, for sure.
because it is where we people have been playing this game for a while. We're definitely in a weird spot right now because this is a relaunch year. So this year's not about us.
Right,
This year's not about us. This is about new players,
right.
right? So everything this year is about new players. So there's not going to be any other changes this year. I don't, probably not. And I don't think November is really going to have much of anything either. Um, so this is it. And I think it hit me the other day. This is LVO.
Oh yeah,
mhm.
This is my choices for LVO.
hmm
So I have to figure that out. It's
yeah,
not changing. This is it.
yeah. This is it. And you're absolutely right. We got the complete game. So what we have, don't expect anything different. I honestly
Because
think,
LVO is October. It's before November. So it's like
yeah,
it's not
I
changing.
with all the April and November updates, I honestly think those are always going to be something for points or and very rarely we'll get an errata on something if it's too overpowered. But yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. I would be shocked if they errata any of these cards in November the exact same time they're selling us card packs.
I agree. I
I
agree.
maybe
Well,
I'd be very surprised.
you know what I've seen is that they're not putting the definition of keywords on the cards anymore.
Sure, they could do those changes. Sure,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah, but I don't see them changing a lot of points or doing much else. It's also why I was not worried about making that bet with Rob because I knew they weren't changing Aquas.
did you guys list build already?
Oh yeah, it's a good thing he did let me make an Empire list because his Republic list was gonna be dog crap. Oh, I had Padme in there. She was decked out with every slot. I had Yoda
Okay,
and
without telling us what you gave him, how bad did you make it? Did you make it playable?
I mean, I guess I'd like to say it was 10 acts.
Oh.
It was gonna have Yoda, Rex, Padme,
Mm.
some clones, couple arcs, a bark, and an ISP.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Well, ISP, I mean,
And that's only because he remember he bought my army. I had an ISP. I own one.
Hey, did
So
you ever play it? Or no?
no,
Yeah.
never played it. Never
Oh,
played it. But bought, built, painted it,
yeah.
all that.
So what did you do now? Not telling us what you did with it, like as far as characters and stuff. I want him to at least have a chance in the tournament.
Well,
Uh,
I'm making him an Empire one now.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I know a little more about Empire.
Fair point. I'm gonna.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I knew they weren't changing Aqua's points. They do not change points that fast. They
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I would never you're going to see points change on a unit in the first year.
Sure, sure.
Never. I maybe that might one day prove me wrong, but I really think that's. I look at some of the other games in MCP. Cosmic Ghost Rider, you know, terrorized us for like a whole year before they finally changed that card, and he was broken as hell and terrorizing everyone. And it took like more than a year for them to do that. So just of Aqua's being a little undercosted is not on their radar.
Well, now it is. They said it is.
Now it is, but
Yeah.
it's still going to be November at the earliest, and I would say still maybe not.
Ooh, spicy. Okay, okay. Um, I was gonna bet you, but I was like, nah, I don't want you to make my list. And then if I make your list, watch you win the tournament. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, you'll make me a good list.
Yeah, three supercells right now. Um, all right, boys. I think I held you guys here long enough. I appreciate you guys coming on. Nick, I always love your 2 cents. Jose, you got any last words?
Uh, I'm happy for Mini
This,
Extravaganza. I mean, despite everything that's going on, I have to keep the faith because I need to know that AMG is gonna bring Gungans.
well, when
And
is mini extravaganza?
it's in a
July.
it's in
July, right?
a month or two, a couple months, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually summer.
Because
Okay.
Like Roman said the last podcast, AMG can burn this game to the ground and make me absolutely hate it and hate everything about it. But if they give me Gungans, like I didn't see nothing. I'm happy with this game,
Okay.
and
All right.
that's what I'm hoping.
AMG,
I'm hoping.
give my man Gungans. Um, okay, that's it.
Stackable ion. That's gonna be their trick. Stackable ion.
That's an interesting what you just brought up, mini extravaganza. Nick, is there anything you want to see at mini extravaganza?
Gosh. I don't even know. Um, yeah, this may be out of left field. I want Dengar for Lamanzakas. Where are my other bounty hunters?
That would be good.
They'll probably be
Where
operatives.
they will be. They'll be operatives. And I probably won't even be able to play them in Rebels.
Yeah,
But
they'll be mercenaries. No, they could be.
I want Dengar for Lamanzakas. Where's my Bugman? Where's Zuckus? I don't know what it
You
is,
know
but I
where? They're gonna be in the custom pack.
no, they're not gonna be the custom pack is stuck. Garbage. I,
Um, good.
Yeah, I want my Bugman. I've always liked Zuckuss.
Uh, now that we're getting a Maul miniseries, and they alluded that Darth Talon was gonna be his Padawan,
That's so
I
dumb.
want Darth Talon. Give me
Well,
Darth
wait
Talon.
a minute. Did they?
Now again, I'm
I
getting
saw
my
I saw that post that somebody posted. That was
yeah.
not an official site by any means. So I wouldn't go off of that.
Okay, I didn't do any research either, and you
Yeah.
just popped
So
my bubble. Dang
so
it.
I think I just did pop your bubble. I don't
Yeah.
I mean I don't know if they said or not said, but I do know for a fact that that post you saw was not legit. So I'll at
Ooh,
least say that.
dang it. I just want Darth Talon in
Ruined
the game.
him.
Come
I
on.
mean, who knows? Who knows? I didn't follow it, but I just know that. You could probably go on StarWars.com. You can find out there.
We'll wait till Noah gets back. He'll give us insight. So, all right, boys. Well, thank you guys for joining again. And those that are still here listening, we appreciate you guys and thank you so much. Until next time, see ya.